Dort, and I'm down to dunk. This is Lee Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
I'm Josh Giddey, and I'm down to dunk.
Hey, this is Kenny Hustle, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Darius Baisley, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Poku, and I'm down to dunk.
I love cereal. Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Oh, I can have these. I'm gonna share with my team, but I'm gonna hog most of it.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1-0-5 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/Down to Dunk and get The Athletic for 30% off. I am Luke. I'm Luke. Joined this morning by Andrew.
I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Woo! Slam through.
Taylor.
Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. Guys, last night.
Oh, no.
Rest in peace, Meatloaf.
Passed away.
Meatloaf.
Let me sleep on here.
Last night, Jay. Come on.
And Jay.
That was one of those songs, man. Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
We lost.
You remember the time that we...
You glitched out.
You're back. You're back.
Before you could say it's Jay. We need to hear you say
It's Jay. It's Jay. You remember the time that we had a podcast that we just kept singing the Meatloaf song where he dressed up like Beast?
Yeah.
And,
I think
I would do anything for love.
I forgot we had a podcast. It's been a long time.
I know. It's been a long time since I've done a pod in person.
In all four of us. On
All
the
four of
podcast.
us still not there.
I have not seen Jay for 3 months. It's been around Thanksgiving last time.
That is 100% intentional.
Jay. No.
Oh,
wow.
Jay,
Ouch.
we beefing?
No,
We beat
because Luke and I are connected by our mutual love of Jimmy Eat World, even though Andrew and Alex both slandered Jimmy Eat World and then Dashboard Confessional. So
Yeah. We can just jump in because that's going to be my deep dive.
Is it really?
I'm not that big of a Jimmy Eat World fan. I'm just a bigger fan than you and Alex. You talk like I'm the biggest fan on the world.
Are we doing a deep dive?
I'll deep dive right now because this is what I think. Jimmy Eat World and Dashboard Confessional are coming to Criterion
Yeah.
in February. Jay, I have
no, yeah.
I think February 5th. I could be wrong. March 1st, and everyone should go because that's a great show.
That is a great show.
And-
I won't deny it.
And
How much are the tickets?
COVID gone by then. Certainly, I think they're around $40.
Okay.
I could not. Don't hold me to that, but
Try not to.
But they're affordable.
Okay.
And I've seen that last time Dashboard came through.
Yeah.
They came through with someone else that I don't remember, and I'm trying to
Taking Back Sunday.
Taking Back Sunday, and it was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I think Dashboard just has an existing, like they know how to put together things, so they just bring in people that they know are like that.
Are they playing full band Dashboard?
That he does full band, then band goes away, just him.
Oh.
He goes away, encore, full band again.
full band again.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's very, very, very good. And Jimmy World is with him, and I'm pretty excited for him.
Were they? Have you
Tuesday,
seen
March 1st, $45.
I have never seen 45.
$45 on Tuesday, March 1st.
It's an
It's a
extra
Tuesday.
$5 I'm not willing to spend, oh man.
Dude, I'll give
Oh,
you
with probably processing fees,
I will
it'll be
give you the
$60.
$5. But what I would say is, but Jimmy World is good. But they're not my favorite.
Yeah.
But for this, that double billing, I'm going for that.
You seeing them live might change that, man. They are so good live.
Really?
Yeah. Jimmy World's amazing live.
How much of their? When did you last see him?
Before, I mean, just like really, probably May of 19.
Oh, really? So like,
Yeah.
where?
Kane's Ballroom.
Oh, that's awesome. How much of their stuff is Bleed America?
A lot.
Okay, I'm ready, and everyone should go.
That's good. That's the only one I really know.
Podcast party. Podcast.
You haven't listened to
Party
Futures?
Plus. No, Futures is good, but Bleed
Futures
America.
is fantastic.
Yeah, it is good. I do like it. But beyond that, I lost him after that. Did you guys?
Yeah, most people did.
And then I wanted to hear Jay and Taylor, because Andrew talked about it. That
You're gonna hear Jay and Taylor kiss.
yeah, I want to see
All
it.
right,
I
Jay.
want to see it.
And, although
no,
Taylor's
Music festival. What band were you most excited for about that music festival?
I told you guys that's literally like 3 years of music involvement before me, right? Like I never had really an emo phase outside of Dashboard Confessional.
Well, there's no
So
time
actually-
like the present
Come on, Jay.
to get emo.
I used to really listen to Thursday, Taking Back Sunday. Who else did I listen
Taking
to?
Back Sunday's not on there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Where?
Up here.
Oh,
at the
they
top.
are. Okay,
Paramore.
That's a good one. That's a good one to uncover.
that is a good one. I'm very excited.
Now you're like, ooh.
I want to try to go to this.
Still listen to Manchester Orchestra. I don't even know why they're. I mean, I guess they should be on here.
Avril Lavigne.
To listen to. Is Avril on here?
Yeah.
I thought she was dead.
No, she is. The original Avril's dead. She's been replaced.
Oh, okay.
The moles don't match up. If you get into it, they don't match up. Okay, because the one I'm most excited for, starting line probably,
Yeah.
or really, I'd love to check in on the All American Rejects, see how they're doing.
Yeah. Stillwater Zone.
I think that'd be really good.
Give him a checkup.
Give them a checkup, see how they're doing.
Does it feel like Bright Eyes is a weird fit?
No,
Not really.
Not really.
Because like the same people that would listen to all those bands would listen to Bright Eyes too.
yeah.
They're a little.
No, I
they're
had a-
they're
I had a-
obviously different than those bands, but they're not. They don't. It's not.
It's
It's
still in the
same
same
person.
kind of realm.
Right.
Same person.
That's
That's a
true.
good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you
I had
guys
a bunch of friends that were into Bright Eyes.
there was about a podcast about maybe now like 2 years ago where I was like, basically I said someone needed to do this. Like someone's about to cash in on like emo early, like
Oh,
mid
It's a huge thing right
nostalgia.
now. It's a
Oh,
huge
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Luke, there is somebody out there between the Righteous Gemstones and this
Someone's
festival.
stealing all my ideas. Maybe I am too smart for my own good.
We're officially old though. That they're
Yeah,
doing
this is the throwback.
the fact that they
Yeah.
can get all these bands together and
Yeah.
they're all like, yes. It's
Have you
world.
seen Chris Carrabba recently?
No.
He's huge. He's like 300 pounds.
That's not,
300 pounds,
that would make it better if he had to sit down
cross-eye.
for this whole show.
Yeah.
No, he's got a giant beard. He looks like the L-Man from yesterday.
Wow.
Not today though. Shaved it.
Looking good.
All right.
That's-
So if you're listening on YouTube, you can officially type in the comments, podcast starts at 9 minutes and 35 seconds. The Thunder lost to the Spurs in embarrassing fashion, which is why we're not trying to get to the Thunder.
Yeah, that one was. There's been 2 games like that with the Thunder where I felt like it was like most every other game has been enjoyable to watch with them, but this one with the Spurs and then the Timberwolves one a few weeks ago, those are 2 of the games where it was just like, man, they were not in it. And I'm sure I didn't listen to any of the post game stuff, but I'm sure Mark was not pleased with the defensive effort. And it's so funny because earlier on I was talking trash on San Antonio. I was like, what are they even doing? Like, do they even have a player? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, DeJounte Murray apparently is an all-star.
Yeah.
Which is,
You need to do that at for every game.
yeah, I got you, dude.
Because I think that it helped.
You know who's going nowhere? Charlotte. Who gave us? I mean, what are they even doing in Charlotte?
Yeah.
I'm really
overrated.
excited to watch that game.
You can't consistently score. So,
Social media.
Whatever.
All-star.
Happy New Year. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really interested to see how the Thunder play tonight in Charlotte because I'm not fully convinced. I think they're going to win tonight in Charlotte. I'll say that. I think they're going to bounce back. I think they're going to win tonight in Charlotte. Most of their guys are going to play. I think that they have the juice to beat Charlotte. Charlotte's defense is not good.
What is this?
That's a reverse jinx. Did Kendrick
what you're
Williams is
doing right now.
Kenrich Is Kenrich out of health and safety protocols, or is he still in them?
Last I checked, he was still in.
Don't think I didn't hear you say Kenrick.
Yeah.
I know. I tried to. You used to call Dennis, I think, Dennis Scooter when he played here.
So this is Andrew's lock of the week.
Lock it in. The Thunder are going to win tonight in Charlotte.
I'm going lock it out.
I'll bet you an hour from JJ's.
A what?
An ass.
Nah. You glitched out a little bit.
How am I glitching out? I'm like connected directly to the internet.
I don't know.
Matrix.
I ran an Ethernet cord from your house to Andrew's house, so it doesn't make
That's
sense.
right. We're directly connected here.
But you're gonna give me a what?
You want to bet?
I'm gonna get Andrew an apple fritter from JJ's if the
they
Thunder
win. Okay. Yeah, I'll get you one the next time I see you.
JJ's
Blueberry.
Saloon,
If they lose. Blueberry?
classic karaoke bar.
Yeah,
although I'm not eating that garbage right now, guys.
Oh, you fit? That's the thing. Next time I see you, I think you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna recognize you.
Yeah, that's the hope.
No, just trying to get yourself out
Jay
of my
is
life.
beefing with you.
You are beefing, man.
He's got
what,
beef.
what did I do? Beefing.
Nothing. I love you.
I love you too.
He was a beef in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like the Thunder always respond after they have a game like this. Where
They normally do, but it normally ends up with one of those games where, like, yeah, they played really well, but they lost by 3 points, right? Like the Dallas game, where I'm watching Dallas and I'm like, Thunder look like they're as good as Dallas, and then they lose just barely.
Yeah, and you're right. They did that against the Nuggets after they lost in embarrassing fashion to the T-Wolves.
How did they play? What was that game right after the Memphis game?
I'm pretty sure they won.
It was Detroit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. It was Detroit, and they looked terrible in the first half, and then I think they came back and won that game.
Yeah. They played Detroit. They actually won 2 games in a row. They beat Detroit and Toronto. 2 games in a row.
Well, yeah, 73-point loss. You got to make up. You got to start adding total.
There's a lot of Twitter Thunder heads that were, y'all don't want to say anything about this team after now. We want to
That's right. That's exactly right.
14-30.
Yeah. The Thunder in the
say anything about Detroit.
the Thunder in the last month have won 3 games.
Feels great.
Yeah.
I feel more confident now in what's ahead of us as far as Tankathon than I have at any point this season. And the real the litmus test is Alex. Does Alex feel more confident? And he was a different person on Wednesday.
He was.
Alex, don't follow Alex. Alex is so pessimistic about it.
He is pessimistic about it. And, we were, the good thing about it as well is if you look at Tankathon, like, I don't know about you all, but if the Thunder get top 3, which is, knock on wood.
It's not impossible. Yeah.
But if they get top 3, which is it's a relatively likely outcome, but I think all 3 of those guys are guys that you would be pretty thrilled with having. Like, I think everybody has a preference between one or the other.
Yeah.
But all 3 of those guys fit actually a positional need, which is not really what the Thunder are drafting toward right now. But if you look between Chet, Paolo, and Jabari Smith, like,
if that's,
and then you have
who goes 1 through 3. I mean, I think Jaden Ivey is definitely has a chance to get in there. I think if Shaedon Sharpe enters the draft, then I think that he'll have a shot. If Orlando gets, I think Orlando would take a look at him, and I think Detroit might take a look at him.
Yeah, man, but I could just see both of those teams going after Jabari Smith, right? Like, he fits.
I don't know.
Or Chet.
Definitely Detroit.
Mike Schmidt still has Chet as his number 1 prospect in the 2022 draft, which I know Alex has been high on as well. But one of the reasons I'm even bringing up the draft is the Andrew and Alex, reverse jinx. So on Wednesday, both of them mentioned the Indiana Pacers being the scary potential overcome the Thunder because they're just a rudderless ship.
Yeah.
And then they rattle off 2 wins.
How about that?
Beat the Lakers and beat the Warriors, man.
Beat Golden State. And Golden State's not played well lately. And they're short.
Man.
Draymond Green's not there, which is everything, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
because they lost to the Pacers, who don't have Turner or Sabonis. I mean, that's kind of crazy that their starters, Justin Holiday, Torrey Craig, Goga Batadze, Chris Duarte, and then Kiefer Sykes,
Kiefer.
who is under 6 feet tall. And they beat the
I
Warriors.
only knew 2 of those players.
That team beat the Warriors. You're not a big Goga guy?
No, is he the guy that looks like a middle-aged like dad?
Yeah, kind of.
No.
No,
Sure?
maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what Jay thinks a middle-aged dad looks like, to be honest.
He looks
You?
like he could be a middle-aged dad. I'm a middle-aged dad. Wait, what's middle-aged?
Let's all go.
I don't know.
Let's all go consult.
40.
Is 40 middle-aged?
He doesn't have gray hair.
No, but he has got a like.
He
Yeah,
looks
that's exactly what I'm
healthy,
thinking about.
Yeah. I would say
Look
that's
at
a middle-aged dad. I mean, we'd all be really grateful to look like Bitadze at 40.
Yeah, probably so. All right, fine.
Did you put a picture of him up?
I like Goga. I did not, but maybe I will. Yeah, I'm a Goga fan. I think he's good.
I'm a Goku fan.
He hasn't had much of a chance. Now he has. I'm a Goku fan.
Goku fan.
But yeah, the Pacers getting 2 in a row is a huge deal. And maybe now Rick Carlisle feels like he can coach now that the diva Sabonis is sitting down.
That is so weird. I did listen to you and Alex talking about that on Wednesday, and I hadn't really considered it that much. To be honest, I forget that Rick Carlisle is coaching the Pacers.
Yeah.
Except every 2 or 3 weeks, something will come up. It's like, oh yeah, he's coaching them. That is so strange.
Yeah.
Doesn't really feel like he's coaching them though. He is on the sidelines.
He was coaching last night. I was watching
So
the
his
second
last
half.
2.
He was in it.
Oh, he's coaching.
He was in it to win it. I have heard that Domas is a diva.
Really?
Yeah.
I've also heard that Rick Carlisle is a diva.
There can only be one.
Battle of the
Slander,
East.
man.
Elman knows.
Cannot. Have you ever seen Mariah Carey with any other girl? No. There's
Wow.
only room at the top for one.
Maybe that's it.
Alpha diva.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, the Thunder are in the midst of a very important stretch and have already passed the first test here, and we'll see how they play. They're on the road for a little while. They're not back in OKC until Monday. So they need to lose a lot of games here. I am feeling confident about the top of this draft, or I actually like the top of this draft, but once you get to 6, 7, 8, I just don't know how good any of those guys are going to be. So they really
Is Johnny Davis the last guy that you're excited about?
Probably so. Yeah.
Do you like Jalen Duren, or do you like AJ Griffin,
Not
Benedict Mathurin, or anything like that?
Not really. And Johnny Davis is like a medium excitement guy. Like he's definitely lower than the Jabari, Chet, Paulo, Jaden Ivey guys. Like it's definitely a step down. So the fact that if Shaedon Sharpe actually enters the draft, like that's a huge deal for the Thunder.
That is a really big deal. And sorry,
That's a really big deal.
I have a frog in my throat because he really could cut into that top 3 there. And I was watching highlights of him, and I'll tell you what, I've watched more highlights of him than anyone else. So to me, number 1 overall.
Apparently, Ty Washington's been playing substantially better here recently too.
Yeah.
That's who they could get with the Clippers pick if they wanted to, So I'm just trying to think out loud, guys. What if they are able to pull off Jalen Duren and Jabari Smith in the first 10 picks?
Whoa.
Jalen Duren, I'm cooling on him. I've cooled on him. fit.
I don't know. Memphis is such a dumpster fire.
Jay, what if we had
They're a
2
dumpster fire.
Shays? We could have 2 Shays.
We
Think
kind of
about
have to,
potential.
right?
Who's the other Shay?
I'm just kidding. Giddy's not really like Shea, but
No, I mean literally their names are
Shay.
could be Shay.
Shay.
oh, gotcha. Okay.
Shay Dawn.
Shay Don and Shay Gill.
Could it be too confusing for them on the court? They can't play together.
Well, Shay D and then Shay G.
That's not
I
gonna
don't
work.
know.
If the coach is like, pass it to Shay, the guys go like,
No, he's like, pass it to Shay D. And like,
Nah, it's
did
not
you
gonna
say
happen.
Shay G or Shay D?
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, this is bad.
Not gonna happen.
They got to stay away. They've got to stay as
Can't
far
do
away
it.
as possible.
And both Canadian.
Both Canadian, both represented by the same people.
Just saying.
Pass
Yeah.
it to Shay. No, the Canadian Shay. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
No.
But he does how he plays from what I've seen in breakdown videos of him is super athlete,
Big time athlete.
scores well off ball and can have the ball in his hand, has
Yeah.
a step back shot. I mean, this is all like high school stuff, of course, because he hasn't played in at Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
but like crazy athlete,
Good athlete.
insane hops, and the type of guy that does fill a role for this team.
Oh yeah.
And if he's a shooter too,
Nobody else has
like,
got hops.
that's a guy that can come in. It seems like he's a guy that's just big play guy,
He would definitely
highlight play guy.
He would definitely fit here, and they could use somebody that can score the basketball like that. And I feel like he would be perfect to tank for next year
Mm-hmm.
because I think that he's a guy that is going to use a lot of possessions, and they're going to have a hard time figuring out how to use a guy like that. So if
Yeah.
that's their top pick, I'd feel a lot more confident in them tanking next year, which I'm growing more and more convinced that they're definitely tanking next year.
Great.
Definitely.
Can't wait for this.
Definitely. So be ready for that. But yeah, that definitely changes what the draft could look like, because there's a chance, like, I don't know. I think Chet Holmgren would be a nice fit here. And perhaps what if the Thunder stay at 4? You know, I think having Shaden Sharp in the mix, there's a better chance that Chet or Paulo or Jabari drop. You know, we don't know what teams think. Like, Jabari Smith is definitely like the hot name right now. Like, that's what most people think is that's who they think is the best player in this draft.
He's so hot right now.
However,
So hot.
we don't know what the preferences of any of these franchises are. So I think it'll be really interesting to see.
It's only good for us if there's more players that are like
high-level
rotated through that. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually the best player.
And I hope he doesn't play. I hope he enters the draft.
Yeah.
And listen to Saturday Slam and Jam tomorrow. We have Sam Vecini coming on, and we talk in detail about the Shaden Sharp stuff and how it works and what kind of player he is and everything. Like, we go into extreme detail. I think we have like 20 minutes that we talk about him and the situation and how it affects the draft. So
Ooh.
get ready for that.
Dang, what a teaser, bro.
Ooh, it's going to be great.
Ooh.
We've already recorded it. I already know
tease
everything. I'm trying not to say all the things that were already said.
Just play it. Just play it for us.
Stop,
I'll be quiet and listen to
stop,
it.
stop,
tickling.
stop teasing.
Let me pull up the
Ooh,
video.
tickle.
Hold on. Just nope, not doing
Tease.
that. Okay.
Any other Thunder things going on that you all are mindful of? Giddy's in a little bit of a turnover slump.
Russ.
Yeah.
They sat Russ.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about Russ.
We're so. Oh my
They
gosh.
sat Russ.
They sat Russ. He's so mad. He almost left the game, but he didn't. He was just John.
Yeah,
DeAndre Jordan had to go get him.
Had to go get him. Voice of reason.
I'll be really interested to see how he responds.
Russ
responds to all of this. I can't imagine he'd be very happy about the situation. I think they play in Orlando next. Yeah, it's just an odd situation because they knew what they were getting. It's like, it's not a mystery like what you're getting when you trade for Russell Westbrook at this stage in his career. And I think that we've reached this point where there's a lot of defenders of Russ out there, definitely. I don't think that Russ is like easily defendable today, and that's okay. But however, I do think that if the Russell Westbrook people would just defend what his career has been and his legacy will be, I think stick with that. Don't try to defend his play today.
Yeah.
Because like Russ, as the player that he is done. You know, like that, it's over. Like he can't be this anymore. And so he really does have to change. And he's got to be willing to sit at the end of games or play off the bench or whatever he needs to do to make it work. Like he's got to do that. And the reason that he probably can't have a really long career is not because his body won't let him. It's because his brain won't let him. It's like, I mean, it's definitely like Allen Iverson 2.0. And part of the reason that he became such a great player was because he had this kind of drive. And it's also going to be what makes his career end faster.
It's kind of like what
You sound like a hater. Okay? Big Russ hater. Did you not see
Am
that
I?
dunk on Gobert?
still got it. Still
The
got it.
Gobert dunk happened the game before, Andrew. How quickly we forget about a dunk.
It's just
Hater.
a dunk.
It's just about
It's-
this one dunk.
It's just like the conversation that like we had like flashback like 3 or 4 years ago about Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
About how he was not ready to take on a bench role.
Yeah.
And like Russ coming off the bench would be phenomenal, but he's not, you know, he's going to take it as like fence to it.
I mean, I felt like the worst part of the Russ thing was who they benched him for, which was Malik Monk.
Yeah.
That's bad.
The worst thing I think that's happening around it is after the Lakers games, the Twitter spaces that are happening where it's like Russ is in there listening. They can see that his avatar
really?
is there. I've seen one that he's been in and his brother's in it. And like, that's not going to be good for the situation.
That
It's
is
going to
not.
be really
Okay, can
bad.
you imagine being Frank Vogel right now and having to deal with that Russ attitude?
I would probably just hope that I get fired.
Yeah. After that decision, that's like a putting all your chips in decision right there. It's like, this is either going to be great for me.
Yeah.
But the story came out that he had the blessing of management to do that.
He did.
So it's like,
Well, of course, they're going to bless him to make those decisions. If it works out well, then they'll praise him. If it works out poorly, then it's his fault.
I know, but just to be Russ and to be like, hey, everyone's been talking about doing this. About
Everybody-
But also,
Everybody-
he's been in trade rumors
and
for how long?
everybody wants to
Over a
bench you.
month now.
and everyone.
Well, there's
is on
not
board
really
with
trade
this.
rumors. Like you can't trade him.
No, but people talk about it. For Russ, people still talk about trading him.
Yeah.
And like ESPN and all these people talk about, can you trade Russ? Blah, blah, blah. Do they need to trade Russ? Can they figure it out?
Yeah, but
To Russ, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what the reality is.
I'm sure the reality matters too.
Well,
I mean, he knows.
I
that-
mean, yeah, a little bit. But like he gets mad at perception and how people talk about him and all this stuff.
yeah. I mean, the truth is, like, he needs to be able to take a lesser role. He needs to stop shooting threes for the most part. He can take corner threes. He's actually shot the corner three fine, but above the break, threes like just need to be done. He needs to be able to drive to the basket, play a role, move around. Like, he needs to do the things that everybody has wanted him to do his whole career: set screens, cut, do all the things, and he just won't
okay.
do it. That's what I'm saying. This
Yeah.
is why it's going to come to an end unless he's willing to go play for like a bad team for the rest of his career. You know, I mean, he's playing with LeBron James, who's playing
Yeah.
great. LeBron has been awesome, and it's part of the fit issues is not all Russ. Part of it is the other role players that the Lakers have. Like the fit is just not there across the board. They're also missing Anthony Davis, but it was just a big mistake from the start to bring Russell to this team because he takes up so many possessions. He's not the same guy that he was, and frankly hasn't been the same guy since really 2017. And he's had some good seasons, and that's great. But Russ has had a hard time affecting wins and losses. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah.
He drugged that Washington team to the playoffs. Cool. but like affecting winning at a high level, like I think he could do that. Like put him on a team like the Wizards again, and I think that he could take a ton of possessions and maybe do something.
Mhm.
But if we're talking like winning playoff games,
Yeah.
like that's where he hasn't. I mean, how many playoff games has he won since 2016? After 2016, how many playoff games has he won? It's been
How many is
less
it?
than 5, probably.
Yeah, 3.
They won 1 in 2017, right?
Yes.
Or was it 2? I can't remember. Did that go 5, 4 or 5?
No, I think they
I think-
won
I think
one
that won
because it
5
was
games.
game. It was
Yeah.
game 5 that they brought in Oladipo.
That was 1.
off the bench.
They won
Yeah.
2 in the Jazz series.
Yeah.
And then
Got swept.
got swept.
And wait, did they win one?
They won 4. No, it's been way more than
Oh yeah,
that.
because the Rockets.
The Rockets. I forget
Oh,
about
yeah,
the Rockets.
I forget about the Rockets season 2.
Yeah.
It's
won-
Russ slander.
They won 5 there. So he's won like 8.
This
Slander.
playoffs.
is kind of
his
some
name.
Russ it will be taken as Russ slander for sure.
But like the Rockets had to completely set the table for Russ, for it to work. And then after they did that, they were still like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
It's
kind of
just
sad to look at his. I was looking at Basketball Reference, OKC all those years, and then different team every single year.
Yeah, and it's like, it's really hard to trade Russ in season. In the off season, when teams are thinking about who they want to be, I think you can trade him then. But now it's not. Now would not be the time.
Jay, I've noticed you're sitting out of the Russ slander segment.
I had to go and do some stuff here at the house, but so
Hmm.
I will say this: like,
Convenient.
In the bathroom.
and Andrew, you alluded to it. Some of it is Russ's responsibility and or fault, but also like there was not one single person that thought this was a good fit when it happened last summer.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
so I don't know if it's Pelinka or LeBron James, which one of them bears the burden of that. But if they would have just kept Alex Caruso and done that trade for Buddy Hield, or whatever, like there were ways to make moves. And then on top of that is like AD has been hurt. And then even before that, he wasn't playing up to his level. And so there are some other aspects to this, band, but a team with LeBron and Russ, you just would expect to be better. But man, they've just leveraged so much depth in the rest of their roster to have 3 max players on their team, and one of which is not really to the level of a max player anymore.
Yeah.
Like I think there are places where Russ could play potentially, but you're right, it would have to be a team where everything was centered on him. And those just don't exist, right?
I was gonna say, like, he's running out of options of teams that would be willing to do that. I mean, can you name a team right now that would say, you know what, let's give it all up for Russell. Let's make our team a Russell Westbrook team. Like, can you think of a team that would do that?
Pacers, Kings.
No.
Like it would have to be a team that's desperate to draw people and maybe get into the play-in.
I think the New York Knicks would do it.
The Knicks would not.
I think they
The
would.
Knicks, I've actually dug into that a little bit because I thought the same thing. Like, I think your mind is in the right spot because, like, I thought the same thing, but I
good job, Luke.
came up empty.
Yeah.
When asking questions.
Yeah.
They're just like
Portland.
aging stars that
Right.
can bring in a bunch of people with names.
Yeah, exactly. Portland. Yeah, I mean, there's
Golden State.
Not to mention the fact that you would have to. I mean, his contract is so giant.
Yeah.
That you can't just think of like random teams. You have to think, all right, what's a team that could put together a package for $1 billion?
That's the problem. That's why they can't trade with anybody.
The ultimate Russ.
No.
The ultimate Russ question is: let's say he gets bought out.
Not happening.
Would you
Holy
accept
moly.
him? Would you accept him back?
Oh
in Oklahoma City?
God. No.
Let's just say that like things go so wrong in LA that this summer they're just like, you know what? Will you take a $37 million buyout?
This is one of those relationships where when you were in it, it was great. And it made a lot of sense for
Yeah.
that time in your life, for that
Yeah.
phase in your life.
But you look back and you've grown.
You've just changed. I would, you've just changed apart. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
both changed. And so you try to come back and
He
you
has
try
not.
to
He
use
hasn't changed.
well, and things change. And you try to come back and you try to use that nostalgia and that, it's maybe fiery for a little bit. It's really something special. And then pretty soon you find out, you know what? We're just not the same people that we used to be.
Yeah.
So I want to say this in a way
So
that
you move on and you start going on different dates with other people.
Different dates.
I want to put like qualifiers on this in the sense that I'm not trying to be like Russ's time here in Oklahoma City was really, 90% of it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if there's part of it where Sam would, just for the culture he's trying to create with this collection of players, is that wouldn't be something like Russ tries hard and he works hard and all of that stuff really matters.
Yeah.
And that's the part of the culture I think that he would be able to leak. But there is also, I think, some of Russ's personality and his way of playing that is pretty contrary to the brand of basketball that the Thunder seem to be trying to create today. So I think that that's part of the reason that Sam wouldn't touch that at all moving forward. As much as he loves Russ brought to the team, there was also a pretty Sam didn't mince the end of that. I don't know I think it was the Portland series where he was just like, we've got to keep our composure a little bit better. Like there's a different, what do you say? There's a difference between aggressive and I can't remember what it was. Something that was super confusing, but I just don't think that he fits. I don't think he fits with this kind of current attempt to create a new team. And so I don't think that he would bring that part of the culture back into the organization.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And if it stifles the leadership growth of Shea or Giddey or, because he's just, Russ is the ultimate alpha. Like it's who he is. Like there's not a locker room he goes into where he's not. And that's one of his problems. But anyway, I don't know.
All right. I was having this conversation yesterday. I was curious how you guys felt. How would you rank the Thunder young prospects? So basically, take out Muscala, Kenrich, and Favors, and then rank the Thunder players based on how you think they're going to be in the future. So I think like Shea, Giddey, Dort is probably the order of those top three.
Yeah.
Does anybody disagree with that?
No, I agree.
No, I think that's
I
right.
want to Giddey higher, but I'm not ready to.
Yeah.
I want to though.
Wow.
So who, in your opinion, is next? Like who's up next with the Thunder? We've got Trey Mann, Poku, JRE.
Yeah, Trey Mann probably.
Darius.
Trey Mann. I was going to say the
Trey
same
Mann
thing.
is fourth.
Trey Mann's my guy, man. I love what he does on the court. And I always try to temper it now because we've had so many of those conversations about how, well, Thunder fans are just always so hyped on their rookies. But it's like, I've never felt this way about Ferg the way I feel. Like Ferg was a great, he had the potential to be a great, like slide in to, shooting guard role, but not anything spectacular. Trey Mann does stuff that I'm just like, holy, what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the Thunder having players that do what he does.
Yeah.
And as he grows a little stronger in his frame, like how does his shot become more consistent? But his ability to create space, his creativity off the drive with the floater game and doing different things, like he's got athleticism, like these dunks that we've seen. Trey is the guy that gives me the most like, oh, is this the, shocking high level contributor going forward that the Thunder pulled at 15 or 16?
18.
JRE 18. JRE is a role player.
Yeah.
I do think JRE, and I think maybe this is feeling more and more mainstream in thinking, but I do think that Wiggins is going to be a long-term role player. If it's not for the Thunder, it's going to be somewhere. He just does all sorts of right things while he's on the court. But he's not anybody that you would rank being like, man, this guy's going to change the franchise. But I think he does carve out a role long term. So, but Trey Mann's the guy that every time I watch him, I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, I would agree. Who would you have? Who do we have at 5? So we have Trey at 4.
Guys, I think I know who's going to be last.
Who?
I think it's going to be Poku.
Oh,
Last? I mean,
I
Teo's
need
on this
Andrew to
list.
tell me.
Yeah.
I need Andrew to tell me what's going on with Poku.
He's playing in the G League.
Period.
period.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
Next is either Wiggins or JRE. Probably JRE.
Yeah. Yeah, probably Jeremiah's next at 5. Which just tells me, I think doing this exercise, like I feel like a lot of people are like, man, the Thunder have a lot of really great young players. It's like they kind of don't.
Yeah. Does JRE at 5 tell you more about JRE or Baisley?
It tells me a lot about both.
Yeah.
to be honest, I think it says a lot about both of those guys because, really like last year's class, or really all the guys before that, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that any of them are really long-term fits for the Thunder. Like, I don't think Teo is going to be a long-term guy for the Thunder.
Never surrender.
I'm becoming less confident that Poku can be a long-term guy for the Thunder.
Oh.
waste of
Insane.
all that money on your fanny pack.
Same with Darius. The Poku fanny pack in 10 years, whether or not Poku works out, like he's still very young.
It's something that I want a whole lot that I will not buy for myself. And there's not a lot of ththings that I want that I don't buy.
But it will be a hilarious thing to have.
Yeah.
It will be.
You remember that Poku guy? Remember that he has custom fanny packs?
This is also a good way to think about these guys. When you really think about them, to take them out of your bias, if you can. Do you think, pick a random team on the NBA and think, would they play minutes on that team?
Yeah. Look at the Spurs.
Yeah.
Like, how many of the guys on the Thunder would crack the rotation with the Spurs? Shea,
Mhm.
Dort, Giddey.
Giddey.
And that's probably the end of the list.
Yeah, I mean Trey Mann and Josh Primo, similar, like as far as where they would fit, right?
Probably so.
And Josh Primo's playing a lot of G League minutes.
Yeah, Josh Primo didn't play in that game the other night because he was with the Austin Spurs. So,
yeah, I think that. And here's the good news about Poku in my mind is, what are they, 5 years away of having to make a long-term decision? Like, they'll extend him for something small because they believe in, hey man, this dude's worth a $3 million or $5 million a year or whatever it would be to extend him. But they don't have to make a decision on cutting him loose for 5 years.
They have so many draft picks
I was gonna
coming up.
say,
They kind of need to.
they're going to have a roster crunch issue is why they may not. And maybe he turns the corner. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, I can't say definitively that like Poku's done, but the progress that we would hope to see in year 2 isn't there yet. So maybe he'll come back from the G League, but he just has to be able to score with at least like
any sort of efficiency.
Normal bad efficiency.
Like it's
not worse in the league efficiency.
39% from the field.
He's got to get up over 40%. Like you just can't, if you shoot less than 40% from the field, unless you're like a top 10 pick in the draft, like you just can't play.
All right, well that's Dort, so
you just can't play.
Okay, so do you
Dort is shooting 40%
Dort?
from the field.
Oh, he's right at 40.
He's right at 40.
Oh, okay.
He can play.
Then your argument still works.
Yeah, but Dort also, I mean, in
does
theory,
a lot of other
now
things.
more than probably reality is.
Yeah, he does other things. The guys that are shooting less than 40% from the field, and maybe this is why Trey Mann doesn't play very much. Trey Mann is one of them. He's shooting 39% from the field. Darius Baisley, 39%. Poku, 35%. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you got to do something. That's what I'm talking about. You just can't do it. Teo Maladone, 28%. Goodbye.
Never surrender.
Oh.
Never surrender. Never surrender. Yeah, you just have to be able to score the basketball with some kind of efficiency. And if you can do it, then great. You can play. If you can't, then you
God, there's a
probably can't.
lot of I just don't remember this many sub 40 players being on a team that I liked. Sub 40% players, I should say.
Well, who do you like in that group? Trey?
Trey,
Oh,
that's
you big Olivier Sarr guy? You sad he's shooting 33% from the field?
no. But also, I do think because Giddey's percentages are down too. I feel like rookie year, you're allowed to do that, especially if
Yeah.
you're getting minutes.
If you're a top
Rookie
10
year,
pick,
do
like
it.
who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second year,
Josh
okay.
is 40%.
What about a top 18 pick?
If you're a first round pick, like
There
sure.
we go. Yeah, first round pick. Perfect. All right,
There you
good. Good. Poca's the first round pick, but
Hmm.
it was last
But
year.
39% and 35%. It's a
It's a
big
big
deal.
difference.
He's with the G League. He played a lot better last season after he came back from the G League bubble. Perhaps that will happen again because hopefully he can catch a rhythm and come back and at least shoot the basketball better because he's shown that he can do some other stuff on the court.
He's been far more controlled this year than the year before, but
Yeah.
it
Bad
just doesn't
sign.
really matter if he can't shoot with any sort of close to decent efficiency, like
Yeah.
you can be all controlled and not throw the ball out of bounds every time you try to pass to somebody, but you've got to be able to score, especially since I think his shots there, like there was that play. I mean, it was probably the last game he played for the Thunder where Giddey got the ball on the break and passed it out to Poku, who literally put his hands up the moment he turned around on offense.
Yep.
And but he hit that three, and it's like, if that was I'm not even saying like if that was consistent, but that was even just decently consistent, like,
Yeah.
but he's just not there.
No.
And I think there's a validity to the question of will he ever be, but I'm not ready to quite throw in the towel on Poku.
Yeah. I mean, it's not time to do that yet, but it's fair to talk about how it has not worked out. To further lock in my Charlotte win tonight, Kenrich Williams is no longer listed on the injury report as in health and safety protocols and is probably on a plane as we speak to Charlotte to
Okay.
rescue this team.
So now I am confused about what.
Yeah, but say.
So you do
he's
want them to
I don't want them to win. I just think they're going to.
So you're still
Oh.
locked in,
I am.
he's
firmly
reverse
locked in.
jinxing, man.
locked out. I'm locked out.
I
I
am
think
locked
he is
in.
too, Jay.
Kenrich
thought he
being
was.
back really makes me more nervous about my apple fritter bet, though.
Oh,
I cannot wait to eat that apple fritter.
He needs to.
Free it.
I think that just for there are just some potential long-term effects of COVID that I think are worth just pulling Kenrich until 2023.
we won't know it. Kenrich, we won't know anything.
It's too early to tell,
late
man.
April.
yeah.
We just
It's
won't
just
know.
too early to tell,
We can do
buddy.
that with whoever we want.
Out of an abundance.
Hey, by the way, you want to talk about one of the most depressing things yesterday. So this summer, I'm trying to take a substantial.
No,
chunk
I
of
don't
my-
want to talk about depressing things.
I don't either, really.
I do. Jay, hit me with it.
So I was taking a substantial block of time off next summer and this upcoming summer, and I went into
Me time.
the Google search. Yeah, some me time. Trying to take some vacation, actually try to kind of decompress.
Dude, good for you.
Anyway, all that to say that I looked at when I blocked off my time, and there is a high likelihood that I will be out of town the night of the lottery.
Jay,
Are you serious?
Yes, guys.
where are you going to be?
I don't know. Mexico, hopefully.
Just
On
anywhere,
a beach somewhere.
anywhere but here.
Jay's trying to quit the pod, is what he's
Wow,
trying to
No,
say.
I'm not. I promise you guys. This is
Oh, we
literally, I'm
have
telling
to-
you, it was depressing.
Wow.
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, I'm.
Oh, I'll be boys.
You'll be
I'll
what?
be watching. I'll be watching.
It sounded like the way it happened. It sounded like it beeped out something you said. I'll be beep, boys.
Yep, that's true. All right.
Jay's gonna be getting beeped up.
He's going to be getting beeped. All right. We'll be right back after this quick beep.
Getting beeped up. I need to.
All right. We're back from our quick beep. And now it's time for
John's factoid figure inventory. John's factoid figure inventory.
Hello, let's test Sean Fact on 50. yesterday, for some reason, I was thinking about NBA player endorsements, and I actually found this video that was top 10 worst NBA endorsements.
Oh,
So I'm gonna give you a little taste, a little bit of flavor. This first one coming up is going to be a Spurs endorsement. Oh God, my segment is messing up.
come on, Tayshaun.
Sorry. Okay. So this is Tiago Splitter and Gary Neal for a car dealership. Okay?
Yeah.
We need a car that is perfect for our team.
Have it down, coach.
Okay.
Yes.
So girls are a lot of girls are piling into this car that Tiago Splitter is.
Now, if they could just find me a guard.
They did.
Okay, all these girls are in the back of this car that Tiago Splitter is about to close the trunk on, just packed full of girls. And then you look in the car, and Gary Neal is sitting in the car, and he turns around with the creepiest smile I've ever seen. It's like this is not a well thought out commercial here.
Wow.
Okay, so that was one, and then I have a little special gift for you too. And I think we all remember this. That was
Chrysler Jeep Dodge guarantees the lowest price.
So that was Russell Westbrook, DJ White, Nick Collison.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Isn't that nice?
Did they just give him one take? They didn't listen to the song 3 or 4 times, and then you'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
that's definitely what happened.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if you guys were an NBA player, what would be your local business endorsement?
Here's what I'm singing.
Okay.
BC Clark's Christmas jingle.
Oh.
I mean, that thing is a classic. I'm singing it.
Wow.
It's gonna be me, and I'm gonna be dressed up, like a choir, but it's all gonna be me.
Oh, it's they're gonna like
It's gonna
multiply you
yes,
by 20.
but yes, me, but 20. It's gonna be me singing.
Wow.
Jewelry is the gift to give. Because that's mine.
What would you
Okay.
want? So would you want jewelry? What's the thing?
I'll be
you-
dripping in jewelry.
Oh, drip.
Dripping.
When I think of Luke, I think of drip. Andrew?
I'd like to be a spokesman for Brahms.
Okay.
Mm.
Just have all the Brahms I would ever want.
Okay.
Quality milk,
I had it
Okay.
iced cream.
last night.
You did.
You know what
What'd
I
you have?
Chili.
Oh yeah, they got some good chili.
And then I had a Reese's mix, extra Reese's.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Cold Reese's in a bowl.
And the person that took my order and came in gave my money to. So nice.
Wow. Thank you for that extra
Perfect-
bit of information.
Perfect service.
J-Mon?
He went to
Jay's gone.
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Okay. I have one.
Okay.
It's Earl's Barbecue.
Okay.
Okay. And my name is Taylor Flystone. I would change my name if I was a basketball player.
Okay.
To Flystone?
Yeah, Taylor Flystone. I'm a dunker, dude. That's kind of cool. Flystone.
Flystone.
I mean,
Fly, but it's hard.
needs a little bit more time in the oven.
Yeah.
Well, it came to my mind. So, and it would be the commercial would be, Earl's Barbecue. Have you ever wondered why our barbecue sauce tastes so good? Come in the back. I'll show you our secret ingredient.
And you're pissing in the barbecue sauce?
No, close. They go back and they turn around in the corner, and it's a beautiful bathtub
Uh-huh.
full of barbecue sauce, and it's me, Taylor Flystone, just chilling in there.
Well, then you're peeing in it.
Yeah, well,
that's the
I'm doing
implication.
some other stuff. Yeah,
Ugh.
but
John's back toy bigger in a dream. Take John's back toy bigger in a dream.
You're gross.
and then a single bubble pops up where between my legs.
Oh, Taylor, no.
Twitter questions.
All right. Now back to the Brahms talk. Our first Twitter question comes from Alex_BowlerJack, who wants to know what's the worst kind of milk.
Strawberry milk
I was going to say
Strawberry milk.
Yeah.
just doesn't taste right.
I never get it. I just
Yeah, yeah.
never get
It
it.
tastes like it's a forced combination.
Here's the thing: is chocolate milk is so good. They got
It is good.
they got high on their own supply, and they're like, let's do it with something else. Strawberries, bad.
Yeah. I'm out on any sort of almond milk or anything like that.
Hmm.
I would never.
Do you ever? So coconut milk, you don't drink it. But have you ever cooked with coconut milk?
Never cooked with it.
It's really good.
I've drank it. It's not good.
It's
Coconut.
pretty
I
good.
like
Coconut
coconut
milk is-
water.
It's both bad.
What's good for you?
It seems like it would be better than it is.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It sounds good. Like I like coconut, but I'm out on the milk or the water. It's not good. It's just straight up not good. You think like, especially if you've ever been to like a beachy area where somebody's cutting up a
Right.
coconut and they
Right.
put a big straw in it.
Do you think it's gonna be really good?
You think it's going to be delicious. You think like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be refreshing.
Andrew,
You drink
this
it. It's disgusting. It's not good.
This is because Sonic has tainted your idea of what coconuts taste
No,
like.
I have eaten a coconut,
coconut,
but it's not good.
You are onto something that's not very good, but the vibes are good.
The vibe is great.
The vibe
Yeah,
is
the vibe
great.
is
It looks great. Like yes,
You know
I
what
kind
you
of
need to
like
put-
the salty.
You know what
sweet
you need to
nature
put a
of it.
little in that coconut, a little bit of rum.
Yeah.
that is probably true, but on its own, it's not good.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin, rum.
Rumpelstiltskin, you're a good man.
Hey Andrew, if you ever cook curry in this house, I can tell this is a big curry household.
Yeah,
Next time, use coconut milk to be like the creamy part of the curry. Delicious. Then you
Okay.
realize, oh, this is how it should always be.
yeah, but it's different. I'm just saying, it's different than just having it just as is.
The worst milk. I guess you're right. Oh, you ever wake up and accidentally pour a glass of half and half or heavy cream and suck that thing down?
No.
Oh
No.
God, what a terrible way to wake up.
No,
That's not
That's the worst milk.
No one does. It's not even milk.
No,
When
that's
you
not a thing.
accidentally pour
Cream.
orange juice in your milk cup. Oh God, that's some bad milk.
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
milk's gone bad.
The milk's gone bad. It's orange.
I'm a stand-up comedian, and the whole crowd knows my tagline is, "Oh, that's some bad milk."
That's some
The
bad
milk's
milk.
gone bad.
All right. Hey, our next Twitter question comes from @Phi_Wilson, who wants to know if the Thunder get a top 3 pick and they don't take Chet, would you want them to take a center later in the draft, or would you prefer them to play another year without a true center? Someone he has grown very intrigued by is Ishmael Kamagate. Could be had at mid to late 20s.
Yeah, I'd be fine with them if, like, let's say they got the 4th pick and they took Jaden Ivey or Shaden Sharp. I would be fine if they didn't draft a center.
Oh yeah, I don't even think about centers that aren't. Only center I would want to draft is a weirdo center.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely take Chet or Paolo or Jabari, which
Yeah,
really Jabari and Paolo are not centers. Like they could play some small ball center, but they're not centers. So it's really just about Chet, who probably can't play center his rookie season anyways.
They do
for
say
the
he's
most
a
part.
lot stronger than he looks.
He definitely is,
They say that about me too.
but I would want, and I would probably play him next to Jeremiah next year,
Mm.
who has played center primarily
Yeah.
for the Thunder, and make him guard the bigger, stronger guys.
I think that's
Oh, Jay!
Jay, what the
Scare me.
hell?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
What the hell, man?
this voice. Where did it come from?
Scared me.
I do think that, and it's playing Chet and JRE next to each other kind of excited me. Like, I think that would actually be a good pairing because you do have JRE who could do some work. I mean, this is like not even remotely a comp that makes sense, but you remember when Perk and Serge both kind of played together, and Serge was the more natural shot blocker,
Yeah.
but JRE kind of fitting.
Yeah. No, it's
that
not. You're
thick-
not way off.
that thickness,
not
that
way
can body up on some of those big guys, and then you have Chet who can come and help out. I don't know. That's kind of what Gonzaga's doing with Timmy. Timmy's not a great defender necessarily, but it is putting those two guys on the court together. I don't know. I'm not a huge Chet guy just because I do really. This is the most boring way to evaluate him. I am super concerned about his ability to fill out. But man, he does bring a level of potential that nobody else in that top 5 does, in my mind.
Yeah.
I've always been more on the Paolo side, and then watching a little bit of that game against Alabama. I do like Jabari Smith. I don't know. Jabari is the guy that makes me think there's more of that transcendent potential.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway.
Hey guys, our next Twitter question comes from @Cody Kaiser, who wants to know our favorite Pop-Tart flavor. S'mores.
S'mores.
It's got to be s'mores.
S'mores is mine too.
Really?
Wait, what's yours? Not s'mores?
Not s'mores. I like the brown sugar cinnamon without the icing.
Is there a bad? Whoa.
It's
Yeah,
gross.
that's my favorite.
If I'm doing a Pop-Tart, I'm not worried about like the sugar content. Why would you
It's
not have the
about the sugar
icing?
content. It's just I just don't like I'm just out on the icing on that particular Pop-Tart. On like a blueberry, I would take the icing.
I like strawberry too.
S'mores rank in your
Strawberry.
list.
I'm not big on it.
Oh, come on.
my god.
I'm not
Come
big on
on, dude. Live a little.
I'm not big on it.
Live a little. S'mores, man. Try it. It's good. I have to go as well. Jay, I love you and miss you.
Hey, good to see you guys, man. Luke, take care.
I hardly saw you. Well, I've heard you.
Ooh, cookies and cream Pop-Tarts?
Cookies and cream?
Cookies and cream. Okay. Hey, guys. Everyone, you know what? Are you miffed and peeved, Jay, about anything? I'm miffed and peeved. I haven't seen you in 3 years.
Yeah, I'm miffed and peeved about generally everything right now. But specifically, no, not really. I mean, I do wonder why. What's this? I'm not trying to have this conversation, but I guess kind of having this conversation. So this guy that they love that's on a 12-day or whatever. I don't know what his name is. Muhammad. Yeah, what's his name?
Diakite.
Diakite. I don't understand why he plays and Poku's in the G League. Like, I'll just say it. Let me just say it.
I mean, they're just bringing him in, right? They're just bringing him in to see what he can do, and that's it.
Wow, man.
Yeah, they're giving him a chance to play, is all. You know.
Hey, I know I missed this because I had to go and it's so cold outside. I had to take my son down to school. But what's the trade deadline look like for OKC? Like anything, and also anything you're doing going forward for the trade deadline? Like what's your content creation going to look like? Did you already talk about this, or did I?
No. We actually have not talked about it. We will be doing a live trade deadline show on the Athletic YouTube page, so look out for that. I will probably be involved in some way. And for the Thunder, I think it's going to be mostly quiet. I could see them taking on some contracts to help them get to the salary floor and maybe acquire some picks. I think that's what it will look like. I think that's.
You think there's a chance they absorb? Listen to what I'm here's an offer. Houston, John Wall, right off your hands, but remove your protections for the pick next year.
I would be all for that. I'd be all about that.
Everybody would, but yeah.
I don't think that they would be all about that, but yeah, I would do that in a second.
You have any big predictions league wide?
I do think that there is a good chance that Ben Simmons is traded by February. I would guess the Kings. Like the Kings, I think are probably the most desperate of the teams right now. So,
doesn't San Antonio make so much sense?
I just don't know what.
Yeah, what's the Sixers?
What I really want.
I kind of enjoy the narrative that is growing among Twitter, where it's like Daryl Morey. I don't know why I've always had just a distaste for him.
Yeah.
But he's always been this beloved media GM, and I think a large part because of his availability, he was willing to talk to people and be on their podcast and all that. But
yeah,
there's this part of me where it's like everybody just realizes like how ridiculous he's holding out for what, and maybe the trade deadline pushes him in. But I'm like, even if he took back a less dominant package, right? Like trading Ben Simmons for a top 25 guy is just not happening. But if you did put together a pick package around whoever from the Kings that came back, anything is better than nothing with that Sixers roster. And the way Embiid is playing, is he playing at such a transcendent level that makes it to where adding peripheral pieces, even I don't know if Halliburton's an option. It doesn't feel like that's it.
Yeah. I don't know.
But if there are some of those guys that come back that could immediately improve that Sixers roster, I do ask that question of like, how good could they be? It just feels like it's wasting this really, really unbelievable year of Embiid.
It is.
With big guys, you just don't know their longevity.
Yeah. I wonder if they're waiting for Harden, though.
Yeah.
Which might be the
Real.
case. Like
Simmons for Harden. Like, bye.
Yeah. I think they might be waiting for another go around with James Harden. So,
yeah.
If they don't trade him, that would be my suspicion, is that they're waiting on a James Harden trade for the summer. Which, if you're the Nets, Ben Simmons for James Harden is not the worst thing in the world for your team.
Oh.
Like, that's actually the kind of position that you'd want to put Ben in.
Oh, yeah. I think he'd be great. Kyrie's the big question mark in that, too. I mean, I know he's playing currently.
Yeah.
And I don't know what next season would look like, but for the Nets to add Ben Simmons, and I think they would have to. My assumption is the Sixers would have to throw in more to get that trade, right? Like, is it James or is it Ben Simmons and
Matisse,
Tyrese Maxey or Matisse
not
Thybulle?
Not Maxey, but maybe Matisse.
Not Seth Curry.
Definitely not Seth Curry. But they've got like Patty Mills is like,
the same kind of thing.
I
just think, and maybe it has to be picks or something as well to kind of beef that up for the Nets, because I think it's not stupid to think that Harden's a far more valuable asset than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. I think that they have made Ben Simmons has made himself, not as valuable. If he was playing, like maybe. So, but yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I think the Kings are going to do something, whether it's trade for Sabonis or trade for Ben Simmons or trade for somebody. I think the Kings are not going to be able to help themselves. So that's who I would take a look at. We got to read some 5-star reviews, Jamon, before we go real quick.
Yeah.
So if you want to have yours read, just leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and we'll read them. This first one comes from Joe Kickass 666. He's from the United States. It says, bunch of middle-aged white dudes talk hoops in a fun way, complete with common white guy doing a 10-year-old Borat my wife thing and talking zany food takes that every other NBA pod does. OMG, soup is cereal, is a hot dog a sandwich, and what's the deal with Chick-fil-A? All the cliches aside, this pod is not tanking. Thank you so much for that review. This one comes from Tag Team Champions in the USA. Miracle Pod. I was unable to walk until I heard this podcast, and now I can walk. My buddy was blind, and this podcast gave him sight. His buddy was allergic to cereal, and now after listening to the pod, he can now eat cereal anytime he wants. This podcast changes lives. Thank you so much. This one comes from at C_House in the USA. Best OKC Thunder pod. Come for the top-notch Thunder content. Stay for the cereal reviews. I love that all three have all included cereal so far. And then this one comes from at Aaron H. Chen in Taiwan. 5 stars. I'm a fan from Taiwan. Really love you guys. Keep it up. Thunder up and good luck on the lottery. Thank you so much. If you want your review read, leave us one on Apple Podcasts. You can also, if you listen on Spotify, I don't think you can leave a written review, but you can definitely leave us a 5-star review on Spotify. We'd appreciate that as well. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys again on Monday.